So as a painter, actually, I'm pursuing to paint my vision of the world. I'm a visual storyteller, using colors, light, figurative shapes to form my ideas, to connect people and emotions. So look at me. I'm female, I'm Colombian, but I'm also adopted, and I always was confronted with my differences. I don't think I had a fair start in the beginning. But years later, all of a sudden, I found like-minded people like me, artists, activists, you could call us, and we were fighting for our rights of our future children. And since I met these people, I found the support I needed. The support I needed to accomplish the force of greatness, the greatness to connect. I told myself later on that nobody actually could tell me that I was less, that my story was less, and that I couldn't accomplish my goals. So, already described my artworks. If you ask somebody about my artworks, they will tell you it's big, there's a lot of paint on it. And yes, there's a lot of paint on it as well. But there's also charcoal, burlap, fake hair, beer caps, cigarettes, weed, actually everything I can lay my hands on. But most of the time, people actually say it's spiritual. And I do see the resemblance of the description being spiritual. There's a connection in the narratives, the way I'm using my stories, but also the motion. There's also the way of shamanism from time to time in it, the production and the presentation. Let's call all of these words together a state of ecstasy, a moment of Zen. And actually all of these moments and this state is like really critical to create. Create art or form a creation. I don't see my works as a reflection of reality. No, I do see my works as a collage, as a dreamscape, because nobody is purple or pink in reality, right? So, in my collage works, different kind of visions will be shown, different kind of narratives, but also stories will be shown. And everybody can resonate with these stories, because if you see an image, you will bring your own values, you will bring your own past and belief systems to it. And if you're bringing these belief systems and past, you will shape something new. Actually, you can call this a childhood memory, something that always sticks with you. For me, the most important thing in a painting is the dance. It's like a theater play or an energy that flows straight to the image. But you can also call it a story that lures the viewer right inside of this dreamscape. But, again, there's another thing that's very important when you talk about art, and especially painting or drawing, and that's the technique. And the technique actually is in balance with the story. Both are actually in harmony and perfect balance. So for me, the thick layers of paint are a slow medium to work with. It takes hours, days, years to dry. And also the fascination of material and light can keep me busy for days. So what already was been said is that I'm using a lot of materials in my work. You can just add shoes, clothes, makeup, fake nails, everything, you name it. So actually what I'm trying to say here is that I'm not only breathing my work or living my work, I actually am my work. So, for example, in my own neighborhood, where we just spoke about already a little bit, when you walk down the street, you hear music coming from everywhere. Like if I'm walking down the street, I hear this beautiful music, let's say Afro beats, coming from a high building up. But when I walk further, all of a sudden this song changes into a beautiful Caribbean song. And when I turn around the corner, this Dutch ballad takes over, if you like it or not. When I go to the shopping center, 100,000 smells are actually from different kind of kitchens are greeting me with a smile. When people passing me by and different kind of languages doing the same. You can see my works as a sort of windows, small windows to these scenes. And all these windows are showing multiple and layered narratives. You can see them as a beautiful place where recognition and alienation dancing with each other hand in hand. A perfect example for a project I did in Zimbabwe, or we started in Zimbabwe, where we connected people together, is called Folktales and Taboos. And Folktales and Taboos was set up by me and a friend of mine, Edmar Kamsengerere. And we spoke about folktales and taboos in Zimbabwe with established artists and students and shamans. But unfortunately, the meaning of the word taboo was totally different than the meaning we were using in the Netherlands. So I had to decide something. How could I end a project if I even didn't understand the meaning of it? So I asked these artists to come over to the Netherlands to actually redo the same project again, to do and explore and create upon the meaning of taboo, but only then in Holland with Dutch artists and with Dutch folktales and taboos. And so we did, because I thought it should be wonderful if these two groups, these wonderful two groups, actually understood each other a little bit more. And because when you understand each other, then you can actually achieve greater things. So that happened. And we celebrated the outcome of this with multiple shows, with multiple new projects, and multiple new collaborations. And we took them to Carnival. And they actually quite liked it, so they're coming back next year. Another project I did is also a project that shows the same as this project, that it's beautiful to connect people in daily life because you can even move mountains with something so small like the meaning of a word. But there's another project I would like to share with you, and it's called Amala Reina. It's a project about social leaders in Colombia, female social leaders in Colombia. And I started to do this research. I started to do this because I wanted to research my own past. I'm Colombian, but I also started to do research about migration, womanhood, and his and her stories. So I started online, but I couldn't find the proper information I wanted. So I decided to connect with my own network in Colombia. And this is where it comes, how important it is to have a connection or a network. I called a friend of mine and told him, okay, I want to go to Colombia, I want to come, I want to see some social leaders. Is that possible? And he was, yes, please come, I can show you around. And he did. And because of this strong network, I was able to speak with many, many beautiful social leaders and with other women in organizations, and they even gave me more information afterwards. The importance of this project is now shown in multiple paintings, in multiple collage works, and in multiple other media, such as video. And also, we actually set up a workshop with children in Colombia where we archived different personal stories. And with their permission, we now also will show their artworks in the bigger shows. So the one-on-one understanding from Colombia to the Netherlands, from artwork to the viewer, is there. So this is one of the workshops we did recently. Because this project is so important, I decided to also ask a film producer who was already producing a film about my work to join me, because I see value in something like this, to share all the stories and to give this a bigger platform. So all these connections are showing the importance of art and network. It's a movement that gives value and acknowledgement to all stories, made by social leaders, made by role models, made by you and by me. So this is also a part of the essence of my work, the deeper understanding in connecting values, connecting spiritual, connecting material-wise. When I was younger, I stood on the barricades to fight for my rights. But at this very moment, I'm in the studio choosing my own battles, because there I can speak my own language, and that is the language of art that serves to the world. So everybody's story has a value, and every story wants to connect, to achieve. So my question to you, which story resonates with you? Thank you.